Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I pray all is well with everyone and you all woke in good spirit, ready to take on this new, fresh week ahead of us. I am coming this morning to once again speak on the Mr. and Mrs. LaTruth situation. Um, Now that his daughter has spoken out, are you women still going to victim bash due to the love of Mr. LaTruth? Because facts are facts and truth is truth, and it will set you free. It's sad to see that young lady detail what happened to her while living in the home, which was abuse. Because there's a way to whoop a child without beating on them and causing bodily harm. And him as a man, he should have never been whooping on that teenage girl anyhow. You know, we have to have a balance. He should have sat down and talked to her as a young lady that is growing up. She witnessed a lot of things going on within the home during her time of living there. And I don't believe that young lady is lying. And it's sad that us women won't support the victims, but we'll support the predators. We are a messed up world. People really need to do better because this whole situation is a sad situation. And a lot of people are trying to capitalize and make money off of someone else's trauma. I don't make a dime. I'm not monetized. I don't have a lot of viewers or supporters. But this topic hits home with me with being a domestic violence survivor. I have a testimony, one that I share bits and pieces of, but it's a testimony nevertheless. And when I one day feel like I want to share it fully, I will. But to see us women tearing that woman down instead of uplifting her during a time like this, it saddens me. It saddens me knowing that we are losing so many women and kids to domestic violence and to people's just downright craziness. Just outright crazy. And people are dead and can't come back to have that testimony. So us women that have been there, been through it, and have a testimony should never be sitting here victim blaming and tearing that woman down. But that's who we are as a culture. We never support each other. We never have each other's back. We always look for the negative in something versus trying to lift that woman up with positivity, encouragement, inspiration, helping her to see that there is a light at the end of this tunnel and things will get better for her and her children. But women want to go around and say she's doing too much. She didn't want to do anything, actually. But with all the lies being told, she had to come and prove her point and defend herself because she had never defended herself before. She defended the man, as a lot of you guys are doing, you know? And we are supposed to have our brothers' backs. But what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. And this whole situation is wrong. That man is a narcissist manipulator. He takes no accountability for anything. And when he does, it's with arrogance, it's with cockiness. It's not coming truly from the heart. And he's more worried about what the world thinks than what his family thinks. And that's sad. It's not good at all. So when you're not accepting responsibility for your actions, there will be no change. And in most cases, there is no change. It's changed long enough to get you back. But after getting you back, give it a good month or two. It'll be back to the same situation or worser. So for women to encourage her to stay and not to be a strong woman for her children, to show them that this isn't the way of life, is a cold-blooded situation, because it was a big eye-opener to me to see the state of our mindsets and how we think. It was a big eye-opener. And it showed me that we will never be a force of unity. We will never be that. And it's sad, because we're the only culture that does not stick together. We just don't. We uphold a lie and BS before the truth and reality. And that's crazy to me. That's really crazy to me. But I wish everyone well, even Mr. LaTruth. But his wife needs to do what's best for her and her children, their survival, their livelihood, their dignity and integrity. She needs to think about safety for her and her children. Because as you all said, after his surgery, he is different. Maybe he wasn't this way before surgery, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And traumatic situations can change a person's personality. But don't beat and dog out the people that were there supporting you through that traumatic situation. And that's what we're seeing. We watched that lady support him and be there for him when she could have turned her back and say, hey, this is too much for me. But she didn't. She stood 10 toes down with her husband. But is her husband standing for her? No, he's not. He's out here trying to make her look bad, him and his family. So to hear his young daughter say those things, I feel so sorry. My heart goes out for her. No child deserves to be beat on. Now, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. But there's a balance, and there's a way to discipline your child. And there needs to be a balance where you also sit down and have conversations with your child to help them understand why you feel the way you feel and where you're coming from. But to be dragging on them and beating them until their skin is almost gone, that's unacceptable. And best believe I disciplined mine. They didn't got their tails whooped. Believe me. And maybe sometimes I overdid it. And as a growing woman and mother, I recognize and take accountability and responsibility for my wrongs as a parent. Because I wasn't always right with things. But I'm much better now. Because I can look back and be able to take accountability and responsibility for my actions and be able to look at my children and tell them, I'm sorry. I love you all. I just maybe went about showing it and doing things the wrong way at times. Nevertheless, I'm a great mom and I have great children. God continue to bless and guide their footsteps. But again, what's wrong is wrong, and what's right is right. And this whole situation is wrong. And we need to not victim bash people, because that's why no one wants to come out and talk about their situations, because they don't want to hear the nonsense, the naysayers, the haters. That's not helping them. That's not good for them mentally. That's another form of abuse. Now they're being beat down and mentally abused by strangers, you know? So it's a catch-22. You know, you speak or you don't speak. But for me, I am a voice. I am a voice for domestic violence victims. I am a survivor. I ain't supposed to be here talking to you all, telling you anything but God. That's all I can say, but God. So if that woman does decide to get a divorce and move on, believe me, it's for good cause. No one's walking out of good marriages. No one's walking away and tearing their families up for unjust causes. Believe that. Believe that. So something is going on that would make that woman want to get up and say, I'm done. You can see the tiredness in her face. You see the hurt in that child's face. His daughter is telling the truth. Like she said, she never seen that much anger in him before. He has probably turned into an angry man. But when he comes out here to the world, he's not going to portray that. He's not going to show that side of him, because we all have been his bread and butter. Most of it. Not all. You know, he has other endeavors that he does, but most of it. So we need to do better, guys. That's all I'm going to say. And after you guys see his daughter crying out for him at the same time, saying, hey, don't even text me or call me. You know, look at someone, once again, a narcissist. It's your fault. After you get through beating me, oh, that's what you have to say to me? Come on now, guys. Come on. Everybody ain't lying on that man. And I wish him well. I wish him well, because God has blessed him. And so he needs to humble himself and do better. Accept responsibility for his actions and try to make some type of changes. If it's not for this family, for his next situation or relationship. Because nothing like this is ever going to last for long. Women aren't just settling anymore. But I see a lot are still settling just to say that they have a husband or they have a man in their life. It ain't that serious. I value and choose me. I choose my children over anything else. God is first. But I choose me and my children before I have an abusive, toxic, dysfunctional relationship just because I love someone. No, I need to love myself. We need to love ourselves more and hold women or men accountable when they are wrong. Bottom line, flat out, period. Nothing else needs to be said. But God bless you all. And once again, I wish everyone a wonderful day. Let no one steal your joy. Choose you. Love yourself, because self-love and self-care is the best love. Because then you can be able to value yourself and other people and know that you don't have to deal with certain situations, because you're better than that. You value yourself. You see your self-worth. And that's what we got to start doing. and start supporting each other. Have a blessed day. I appreciate you all for listening, and stay tuned for my next content that I bring. Please like, share, and subscribe. I won't always be talking about things that are Debbie Downers or evil situations is what I call them, because a lot of folks are evil these days. I mean, just pure evil. I will be doing some story times and some different type of content. I'm thinking and working on that now. But God bless you all. Have a great day. Talk to you later.